Yeah, we're online. I told you space
Woo!
was good.
Yeah, space is good. It's fun.
Elite.
Um,
We have to do a show on that at some point.
yeah, hopefully once I've got the HOTAS thing.
Can you dock yet?
So I now know how to dock. I've not done it yet. The tutorial stuff's not very good.
Is there a tutorial?
There were some menus at the beginning that were like,
Oh yeah, those. No, they're
control the ship
shit.
with the controls. I was like, oh, thanks,
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, no,
So
you
sort of,
kind of need to learn it the hard way. It's still beta
yeah,
or something.
I'm pretty sure my joystick's got the rotational yaw thing, so that'll make my life a bit easier. Um, yeah, it's gonna be good. I'm excited for the
Oh, you
throttle.
don't have that.
Well, like it's
Oh
currently
yeah.
it's bound to. I've got W and S as like
Yeah,
up and
yeah,
down
yeah.
accelerator.
No, you need a
But
joy. You don't have a joystick at all? Is that
no, I don't have a
what?
joystick.
You're a
And
you're a spaceman. You're like a
I'm not.
astrophysicist.
Fuck that. I'm an engineer now. I've swapped masters.
Is it?
Yeah. So I didn't exactly do well enough to continue doing physics at our masters. So they were like, yeah, have a degree. And I was like, shit.
Well,
Uh,
then you need you need joystick even more.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be. I've joined the electronic and electrical engineering department, and I'm doing a master's in computer vision starting in 2 weeks' time.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, I'll be more
Lots of
qualified than I would have been. I actually will just get to do more programming this way. So
You moved, you're doing new stuff. Wow.
stuff, yeah,
We have to do an Angels of Death just to
just to like cover the
catch up.
shit. Like we've got
Yeah.
3 codexes to cover.
Oh God, don't yeah.
Yeah, orcs, uh, space wolves, and grey
I'm so
knights,
I'm
and then
sorry.
dark elves are soon.
I'm not up on I've
I don't
neglected
know what the
Warhammer.
fuck's happening.
Yeah, not good.
Anyway, I'm gonna stop playing with my knife.
I'm trying to post here. So yeah. So no you're flying spaceships? What are you doing again? What are you doing at the end of that?
So it's called computer vision. So it's like image recognition, teaching computers to see things and understand things.
Oh,
Uh,
that sounds more practical, like what you were
yeah,
doing before.
God, it's gonna be so much better.
Less dust. Say
Oh,
that much.
fucking just less physics, just less bollocks.
Yeah, physics is
Yeah.
shit, really.
It's interesting in kind of like a passing kind of I'll read a book on it, but not in a kind of I'll spend 3 years of my life doing it.
In case you're wondering, people, this is the pre-show. This is
Hello, pre-show.
before we before I rant about Minecraft, and we'll see what Dave does. I have no idea how Dave feels about this.
Gonna stab all the things. Stab, stab, stab.
Oh yeah, it sounds like you feel like me. Well, my game's Elite now. We'll do a show on that. That's the new Minecraft. I've decided.
It's the
It
new.
might seem a bit different than Minecraft at
It's
first
it's
glance.
it seems deep. It seems like you can
Oh,
go
yes.
deep into it, and
It's like the original. Oh shit! I didn't fucking copy it. Fuck you! I'm trying to post these links and I didn't fucking copy the other thing and the close the tab. Now my computer's slow again. I hate all of you. I hate the world today. Actually, today was not a bad day.
you got to take
Yesterday.
some pretty epic selfies.
Yeah, being on TV is kind of cool.
Why were you being interviewed?
Local. It's like the news. This is like the. Okay, in Germany we have like two channels that are like your BBC.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is a third channel which is specific to every federal state. And the
Okay.
other two channels, they basically source from these.
Yeah.
And so this is the one for Lower Saxony. And I was on the news for that channel, so for the whole federal state at
Ooh.
6 in the afternoon. And I was talking to a little lady. Little lady? No, that was wrong. She was tall. She was fucking tall. No, I was talking to a nice lady, I was going to say, about stealing banking tans and ripping people off.
Ah.
In Germany, we have this thing called M-TAN, which is basically two-factor authentication for
Ah, okay.
banking, online
Yeah.
banking, so you get that number sent to your phone. It's
Mm.
not like you mostly have those. I have a Barclays account, so there you have like this
The pin
little,
sentry.
yeah, that thing where and that shows you where the money goes.
Yeah.
But with the M10, basically what they do is they infect your PC with a Trojan.
Hmm.
And then of course they know your banking details, they know how much money you have, and then they figure out what your mobile provider is, and obviously they know your name and the details, so they call them and get a second SIM card, pin card. I can't talk anymore. And then they
And then they
redirect,
steal my money.
yeah, they redirect your text message, and then from the Trojan they send your money to them, and then they get the text message and just acknowledge that as well, and you're fucked.
Lovely.
It's pretty ingenious, actually. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it sounds like you kind of have to know the person has money
Yeah,
to
you
make it
can
worth it.
kind of spy on them for a while through the Trojan, I think. Anyway, yes, let's get this ready. God, I'm not fucking.
Yes.
But to my defense, it's like nearly midnight
Yeah.
over here. Where's the Minecraft story in case I need links? I'm just gonna pull this up. Do 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 do. Microsoft. Where is it? Fuck.
Wait, something's been shipped. It's been shipped.
Everything's been shit. I think that's the thing, isn't it?
Thrustmaster T-Flight HOTAS X joystick. Oh,
That sounds so good.
it's gonna be great.
That does sound good.
I was watching a review of
Yeah,
like
I
very,
wanted to
very,
upgrade.
very expensive ones.
Which one was the expensive one?
So he had something. One made by like a company called CH, and it's an F-16 fighter stick.
CH. Okay.
They like seem to do quite hardcore things. They don't look that pretty, but apparently they're really well made. Um, and you
Oh.
can buy like flight yokes, rudder pedals, throttles, and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not a pedal guy. I had a friend who was very into X-Plane who had pedals, and I like the twist jaw.
Yeah.
It's not like in a real plane. In most planes, you have pedals, but I'm not. I can't do the pedal thing. It's just, I don't know. I'm
Eh,
not a pilot. It goes against my nature, I guess.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to see how it goes. Uh, I
And pedals?
no. Just having the throttle. I'm just intrigued how I'm gonna do vertical thrusters because the thingamajig throttle has like a lever on the side that you can do left and right.
Yeah.
So you can do lateral thrusters. You can go that way.
Oh, that's weird. But then in Elite, you have to turn the flight assist off to do that.
True. One day
And
I'll
when
get
I
that good.
when I do that, I'll just crash into things.
I have seen some very, very skilled pilots go like, meow, just like
Yeah.
do 500 meters a second into docking things, then crash because they can't slow down. But like,
It's
how?
Newtonian physics. You just keep going, basically.
Yeah, I just can't wait until I can be like going and then just flip and then just fly backwards and shoot people. It's
Yeah,
gonna
the
be amazing.
Battlestar Galactica thing. That's pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
it's gonna be fun.
That is
But
cool.
I also want to play Star Citizen if that ever happens.
That you see him like he's doing
The Top
spoofs
Gear
of
spoof, yeah,
Top
it was,
Gear now. I
I
mean,
loved
that's
that. It was
yeah,
amazing.
yeah, but that's what the guy spends his like time and fucking money on. If I
Yeah.
was a Kickstarter backer, I'd be like fucking pissed off. I want a fucking game. I
Didn't
mean,
they
I
just
actually
didn't
backed that thing. I've got access to it, but it's like,
didn't they have like a billion monies?
yeah.
Oh,
And look where Elite is. Elite's like, okay, Elite started earlier, but like
yeah, I suppose.
they've got a lot less money and they spend the time a lot more wisely. And can
Made in
tell you that
Cambridge, everything.
Braben is awesome. Anyway, I'll start recording. Braben's the new Gaben.
Oh shit, I need to record.
Yeah,
I
recording.
forgot how a podcast works. Apparently, Mitzi nicely
Switch the light
says.
off. Have to switch the.
Do I? Do you want me to turn that off?
No, 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 no. I was joking. It was your screen. Are you
Uh,
alone in that house now?
no, there are three other people. There's
Are
uh,
there,
there's,
are there
there's
new
Jack, Harry,
people?
and John.
Ah, no. They sound like the normal people.
Yeah, we've lost a Rob, but we've gained a Jack. So, and we've lost a George, but no one ever knew George was there because he's lovely and quiet. But yeah, I'm recording, so.
Cool. I'll try to start this show then.
Woo.
Let's do this. See if I can still do this.
Six Gun Productions. New media, new rules.
Oh, great! And the thing dies.
Ah, it's doomed.
Ah, it's dead.
It's Microsoft. They bought your soundboard.
Yeah, no, this is fucking another problem. Okay, let me try that again. Fuck! Fuck you, technological things.
Bring on the space HUD.
They are fucking with me. Yeah, that hut's beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, it is. I hope they change. Like, I hope you can change things about it. Like, I hope it's not the same in every ship.
I don't know. I think currently it is. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just like also aren't all of the docking places the same currently? Like same model.
Yeah, they're gonna change that.
Yeah, good.
But I like the HUD as it is right now. Anyway, take two. Do
Podcast.
this again.
Engage.
Six Gun Productions. New media, new rules.
The Codex Astartes names this maneuver Steel Rain.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Steel Rain, episode 5. I'm Fab from Germany, using a funny voice, and with me today is Dave.
Hello.
And everything's new with Dave. Dave's in a new place. He's doing new studies.
New games.
New games.
New hoodie-ish kind of.
What's it say?
It's a
Oh,
different
no, it's the North Dave. It's
Yes,
still the North Dave.
The North Dave returns, but now in brown. Yeah.
Cool.
My God.
Yeah, we were talking about Elite earlier. We'll have to do a show on Elite pretty soon, which I guess is going to be us too, because Dan's... Well, you can kind of steal people's stuff and be a criminal, so maybe we can get
Yeah,
everybody-
it's like GTA in space.
Yeah, it is actually. Actually, now that you say that, I don't know if you know this,
Mhm.
but GTA was actually inspired by the original Elite,
Oh,
which I played when I was a very small boy. That was ages, and that wasn't even when it came out. I think it did came out like in '84. It's like
yeah,
as
it's.
old as me.
We were reading about it on Wikipedia today, and apparently it's like 30 years.
Yeah, I'm 1 year older than Elite, which is crazy.
I'm
But-
ashamed. You weren't playing it when you were 1. Disappointed.
Yeah, I wasn't. Damn it. We are now here to talk about Minecraft, and I had thought at some point we'll do a show about Minecraft on Steel Rain, because it is my very favorite game of all. I have been playing that for 4 years.
Yes.
Played it a lot ever since the mobile edition came out. I actually said this in a commentary for his online that I wrote. I've been playing it on the toilet. Admit that. I got a few interesting comments on that. And I thought it's awesome and we're going to talk about it, but I'd never thought that we'd talk about it this soon and in such shitty circumstances.
Yeah.
A week or two ago, there was a rumor that Microsoft was going to buy it for $2 billion. And now it seems they have for $2.5 billion.
With Notch being the majority shareholder?
Is
Was
he?
that-
Yeah, probably.
I
He
thought-
was. He was
Thought
saying like creepily almost a year ago or something. He was saying like his price is 2
2
billion.
billion. Yeah, so I
So
think I've read somewhere that he is the majority shareholder, so he is walking away with over $1 billion.
that would make sense.
Literally, fuck everything in life. I $1 billion.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay. I mean, I understand that you would do everything for 1 billion. Well, let's get into that later. First of all, I want to ask, well, you've been playing Minecraft for ages as well, haven't you?
yeah, I've been playing it since the alpha.
Me too. I researched this for the Heise Online thing I wrote. I've been playing it since I think 1.1.1, which I
I
guess was
thought
in December of 2010.
I I remember there not being pumpkins.
Yeah, pumpkins were the Halloween update.
Yeah, I was
That was
playing it before the Halloween update, but
me as well.
and
Yeah.
around that time everyone was panicking that they'd make torches run out at some point,
Oh,
and we
that,
all
yes.
and we all crapped ourselves
Yeah.
because everything relied on torches.
That was the good old days.
Yeah, when like Yogscast was good and there weren't
Oh
some
God, yeah.
creepy blackmailing company.
Blackmailing company?
Well, they don't really blackmail, but they won't cover your game unless you agree to give them loads of money.
Really?
Yeah, they. So have you? Oh, where have you been?
I've,
Controversy.
I've been
Um,
under the rock apparently.
so
What?
they
That's a,
allegedly,
yeah.
when they want to cover it, so if you make a game and you want them to cover it, you supposedly have to give them a percentage of the first month's sales in return
What?
for them doing coverage, because so many little children watch it and then steal credit cards and buy them. So they're a
That's
little
not
bit.
journalism.
They're a little bit evil.
That's shit.
Yeah, they're quite shitty. So that was the controversy about a month ago, before the whole.
Was that on? No, the Rock Paper Shotgun didn't write about that, did they?
No,
Otherwise, I would
it's
have
like
noticed.
so. Matt Lees has done a lot of coverage on it, which led
Who's that
to.
again?
He's a guy. He does
Yeah.
videos on the internet,
Right.
and
I don't have time to watch videos anymore.
he
And I
does some
think that's
podcasts.
a problem.
He does the Daft Souls podcast, and he works for Shut Up and Sit Down, the board game. It's like
I currently just listened to the Crate and Crowbar. But
they've
I'm
not.
behind about half a year.
So yeah, you'll probably get to them soon.
They're talking about this as well. Okay. Well,
Okay,
Rock
yeah.
Paper Shotgun's just covering sexism these days. So. Okay, so they're evil now. So everything about Minecraft's shit now, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Yeah. So the thing is kind of, I get the thing when Notch says, like, if somebody gives you $1 billion, of course you're gonna sell whatever. I mean, I would sell everything. I would sell 6 gun for like $1 billion. Of course I would.
I'd sell my soul.
You'd sell me.
Yeah, it's alright. It's $1 billion.
Yeah.
I can find a way around the rules with $1 billion.
I get that. I don't blame him for that at all.
It's just who he chose to sell it to.
Well, that's one thing, but like if they give you $1 billion, okay, then they're the one you sell it to. That's okay. I get the whole thing. Well, I couldn't cope with this.
Yeah.
What I take personally, and where I think he's taking the piss, and where this, like, he wrote a blog post, and like at the end he says, "It's not about the money, it's about my sanity." And that invalidates all the crap he writes before, because you cannot in this world. Okay, get ready for the rant. Put on your flame retardant pants. You cannot in this world take $1 billion and then say it's not about the money. They've put on the Ferrari head. Speaking of money, put on the Ferrari head.
Yeah, I've been to the Belgian Grand Prix.
Fuck you, Notch. What? You've been to the Belgian? Okay, we have to talk about that later. Wait a second. Fuck you, Notch. Fuck you. That is not no. It's about the fucking money. They gave you $1 billion, and it's not like he was rich before. He had millions before.
I was thinking, what would I do with
Fuckhead.
$1 billion? And then the question was, what would I do if I was already stonking rich and then got given $1 billion?
Well, I think
what
you
do as a
take-
person then.
Well, buy a Formula One team maybe.
Oh, maybe.
You've been to the Belgian Grand Prix.
Yeah, so my interrailing holiday involving the death trains and shit.
Oh yeah.
That started off. We went to the Belgian Grand Prix and then went into interrailing for 2 weeks.
Right.
So I bought hat because I couldn't help myself.
Cool. I found Formula One. I used to watch it back in the day. I found it quite boring lately, but now I'm getting fun of it again because they're starting this Formula E crap.
Yeah, apparently they play
Electric
music
cars.
and shit during that.
It doesn't make any sounds. Like, why the fuck would you have, like, how many horsepower does the Formula One car have? It's like 800.
Some ridiculous amount.
Like, why would you have that and then it not make any sound? That
Hmm.
is, like, even Harley Davidson, who designed a electric motorcycle now, had the decency to put, I think it's the coolant fan,
Right.
something in it that is fucking loud. It sounds like an F-16 taking off. It goes like, it's like, you know, they said, what can we do to make this loud? Because it's a fucking motorcycle. It's a fucking Harley Davidson. If I'm driving down the street with it, people need to hear it. So no Formula E. And fuck
Yeah.
Notch. What the fuck?
Yeah. What do you think is going to happen to... Well, okay, so the development of Minecraft's not going to change much with Notch not being involved because
No.
he hasn't actually been doing dev work
No.
on it for a while. He's just been
I
sitting
think
on the money.
I thought Jeb was going, but apparently he's staying.
Yeah, he tweeted that he would stay develop.
Although
Which,
he said-
I
he
mean, I've
said
got no problem
for
with
now-
Minecraft already headed. They've added lots of features and stuff. But where do you think Microsoft will take the development?
I don't know. I mean, Jeb said for now, so you don't know. It's gonna be like November or something or the next year till this is formalized. So it could be a while, and you could leave then. I don't know. But it's weird. Like if he doesn't get any of the money and just stays with Microsoft, that would be.
Well, I'm pretty sure all of the other people have shares in Mojang
Mm,
or Mojang. But I was wondering if Microsoft would want to make it less cross-platform
Well, yeah, they
No.
they didn't mention Linux in there when they.
and
Mention
just go
going
like fuck
platform.
Linux, fuck Macs, you know,
Well,
play it
I
on
think-
Windows or Xbox.
I think there's like two possibilities, possibly three. So it could be that they just bought it to be cool.
Yes,
Because-
that would be the nicest thing. I feel they would just buy it, own it, not do anything to it, and I would
Exactly.
vaguely
So-
be like, whatever.
Just so that the kids think they're cool because
Yes.
they own Minecraft, so they're cool. That could be. So they're just write off 2 billion. I don't know if Microsoft can write off 2 billion these days.
Dividends a lot.
Well,
Yeah,
not for Microsoft really, but then their business is not going.
Yeah. Right now, it's
It's kind of
back in XP days, 2 billion. Yeah, fine. But
I don't know. I think the other thing is, and I think they're looking at Dota and they're looking at LoL, and where you make money in video gaming now is
microtransactions.
free to play microtransactions. So they make the game free.
So many Dota monies.
Cool blocks, new cool blocks will cost money.
Outfits.
Avatars.
Yeah, I was thinking we had free outfits since like the inception of the game, at least as far as I can remember.
Mm.
But that is something that they could quite easily go, no, you've got to pay for these officially licensed ones. You know, you want to dress like Tony Stark? Well, unfortunately, you're gonna have to pay like $5.
Yeah, although they'll have to take out the skinning functionality, and well, they could do that. I don't know how people would react, but
Yeah,
they could certainly at that point they could make their 2.5 billion back. They could make a lot more money, I think, because basically, if you think about it, Minecraft's the new Lego, and I've been writing something for CT about this, and actually an editorial, which is kind of interesting, where I try to explore some of this stuff. And if you think about it, Lego's been doing this. Lego has been basically doing microtransactions since before there was like computer games. I mean, they
Have this
used to
tiny kit.
well, back in the day. Sorry, I have to hit on you again for the age thing. I'll beat you up again for that. Like before you were around, when I was like 8. So we're talking like 1990, 91. And before that, you could actually buy. Lego used to have a mail order thing where you get a big catalog of all the blocks they had, and they didn't have that many. They didn't have like I can remember I used to try to build an X-wing and you couldn't because you didn't have the 45 degree,
Hmm.
couldn't put blocks in a 45-degree angle. And I was like, when they came out with the X-wing and I was like old, I was like, fuck, I wish we had that as a kid. But like you could buy every block they had. You could just write to them, I want 5 of these, one of that, and they'll you'd have to have a certain amount. But like my father and me did this several times, and like this huge bag would arrive like with all this stuff in it. It's the best thing ever. And they do that, and kind of like Warhammer,
The,
like Games Workshop does
the
it.
best
Really.
moment in Lego for me was when I got a kit that had hinges.
Yeah.
So it had there's the flat panel sections, a 2x1 with a hinge, and then another 2x1. And the kit came with about like 5 of them. I used them in everything, like up to like folding wings of cars, like giant forts. It was, I was just best
Awesome.
best
Yeah.
piece.
So they could do that basically.
Yeah, ooh, have the fancy things. Do you think they're going to make you charge kind of like I don't know, charge for creating servers, so you can't do servers for free on your own? You have to,
I mean, they
buy
already
server
have
licenses.
realms, and they could just take out the ability to do other servers.
Yeah, just say, buy servers from us or buy licenses to run your own servers.
Yeah.
Make that like proprietary.
I think what they have to do is they have to do a really big update, like a really, really, really big update, where they introduce a lot of really cool stuff.
Yeah.
And they put stuff like that in, like, kind of in through the back door, so that people focus on the cool stuff.
Yeah.
They can't just update it like that, then people would like cry. Well, they could. They can do whatever they want.
Do you think mods will? It'll become less easy to mod, and make you sort of have to go through like the kind of Xbox verification kind of thing.
Could be.
And
The thing is,
certified
it's
to
kind of
publish
shitty
mods.
to mod anyway. The Mojang never managed to do anything out of the buying the bucket guys and having a mod API. They never figured that out.
Maybe Microsoft can throw money at it and make it work, and then charge money for people. So say, okay, to put your mod on the store, pay money, and then to buy it, you buy tech it or buy.
Yeah.
whatever
I
it
mean,
is.
total possibility.
Because that is I don't know. I assume if you're gonna have a Captain Morgan.
Captain Morgan says hello. Sorry. Yeah.
If you're gonna have a store where you're gonna charge money for mods and things, I assume it's gonna work better than it does right now. Because at least the last time I tried doing modding and stuff, it was easier to download the kind of Tekkit launcher that handled all of the mods. I wasn't even actually using the Microsoft like binary. I was using someone else's one because it was like so difficult to mod. I would imagine there would be more of a seamless experience where you kind of go, okay, I've downloaded this, it's installed, bam, done.
Yeah, I think it would be, because I think they would probably build that into the Xbox version.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It would have to work in the Xbox and then port that to the PC. I think one thing Microsoft will probably do is unify the versions a bit more.
Yeah.
I can see them, to be honest, I can see them move away from the Java version.
I was wondering this.
Because all the other versions are like C, like even the Android version is, I think, C++, it's native.
Yeah.
And Java's
So
kind of not what they want, so they could
run on
deprecate that.
like computers and not be fucking dog shit performance.
Yeah, and they could have that and call it Minecraft Classic and leave that and then do their shit.
Leave that in a state and just go,
Yeah.
have that.
Like, kind of like Notch did with the first, like with the test version, you know? And then they could introduce all the cool shit with the other version, and then of course they would leave Linux behind because it would run on. I mean, they could do Xbox exclusive, but I don't think they do that. I don't think the new guy, Satya Nutella, as he's been called on Reddit, 9gag, and everywhere, he's
I don't think they would be
there.
I don't think they would be dumb enough to go fuck PC.
Well, I think what they're going to do is
That's
they're
where
going to do
everything
PC, Xbox.
Yeah, PC,
And
Xbox, and then
weren't they working on a PlayStation version? That never
I
transpired.
don't think it ever came out.
Yeah. But
I imagine
I think
they'll
they had a date for it, and that
really.
just
Wow.
came and went. Yeah, I think.
I imagine they'll kind of leave Android and Apple mobile versions by the wayside and not do a lot with those.
I don't know. I can see the new Microsoft actually making a lot of money with that as well, not caring.
Maybe.
And that would be like C or whatever.
But would they want to just do that for like Windows Phone and push Windows Phone and go use Windows Phone?
I don't know if Nutella is that kind of dude as well. Yeah, but I think it's gonna be shit. Like my commentary literally was called the decline and fall of the cube world, as in the decline and fall of the Roman Empire, because I think it's another thing I would advise. I think it's going to shit. I think like we know one thing about Microsoft, like they have an unerring ability to pick up a trend at the moment where it's kind of faltering, and then like just ride it into the ground. And they find a way to mess this up. May I remind you of games for Windows Live?
That was fun, wasn't it?
I don't know.
That's
Maybe they're gonna go Xbox exclusive. Maybe they're gonna pull a Halo thing. You know, when they bought Bungie, and that was supposed to be on Mac as well.
Yeah,
Halo.
make you need Windows 8 to play Minecraft.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That's
yes.
the other thing where like Notch was going on about how like Notch, the fucking hypocrite, was going on about how Windows 8 is shit. And then like very recently he was going on about how the whole Oculus deal is shit.
And then he proceeds to pull an Oculus deal.
Yeah, worse even. No, I think they paid more money, but so it's like
Hell, at least the Oculus DK2 looks amazing.
I think his mind kind of got scrambled. I believe him when he says he never planned this for Minecraft.
No, I don't think anyone starts off and says, I'm going to make this game and I'm going to sell it to Microsoft for $2 billion, $2.5 billion.
But
no one says that.
Yeah, I think he also didn't know that it would be so many people would like it.
Oh yeah, didn't he work on Worm Online originally?
Yeah.
And the guy was like, the main guy at Worm Online was like, okay, in Worm Online you have to do everything, you have to craft everything, you have to dig hardcore. And then Notch was like, I want to make something like this, but less hardcore. And then he builds Minecraft and goes. I mean, Worm Online made and makes money, I think, but not to the level that Minecraft had.
Played that.
I don't know. It was something I wanted to get into, but never really did.
I didn't even know. Yeah, I read something about that as well recently. I didn't even know that predated Minecraft.
Yeah, Worm Online came out 2012. Oh, development started in 2003 with Marcus Persson and Rolf Jansen.
So two guys.
And it was released for PC in 2006, kind of like beta.
Oh, I didn't know there were two guys.
But yeah, it's kind of.
You never talked about that much.
No, I didn't know about it until I heard about it on the Crate and Crowbar. And I was like, what? Notch worked on Worm Online? Did not know that.
I think what I mean is I do think his mind got kind of scrambled by he tried to create something that was after Minecraft. He tried to create something that was successful as well. Not only him, but also like the company.
They had Scrolls.
Well, they both failed. I mean, Notch failed with his 0 by something. He obviously he just abandoned that and said, "Well, this is going nowhere. I can't make this happen."
Yeah,
and then Mojang Scrolls.
And there was the 2D fighting thing.
Well, they have Cobalt, which they bought from somebody, but
yeah, that's kind of like.
But the thing with Scrolls is it was puttering along, but then Blizzard came out with Hearthstone and just basically just bam in the face.
Yeah, why would you play Scrolls?
I think Scrolls is dead now.
Play Necrunner.
And I think Notch didn't really. I think he felt people were expecting him to do another great game, and he was kind of trying, and he just couldn't. I think it's probably like writer's block, or there's lots of musicians who did like awesome first album, and then they never did another album again because the expectations were so high.
Yeah.
I've read about Bruce Springsteen when he was recording Born to Run, the album, and like they worked on the album for over a year. They like re-recorded everything, and it's his third album. Like they get this wrong. And I have to be bad if I get this wrong as such an avid Springsteen fan. But he was like he's saying when he talks about how they did this album and how stressful it was. Yeah, it was his third album. How he knew this was his last chance. Like he had done an album, he got signed, he done 2 albums, and he didn't really get noticed. He thought they were good albums. People thought they were good albums, but they weren't taking off. And like the changes he did to Born to Run, like the kind of sound it has, is very to please the general audience of that day. Like they were really trying. He was saying he was trying to make it count because he knew after this he wouldn't get like a chance for 4th album. They would just drop his contract and that'd be that, and he'd have to wash cars or something.
Yeah. How does anything Notch do after Minecraft compare to Minecraft?
I think that's his problem.
Minecraft is like the biggest game. I can't really. There's like Dota and League and StarCraft that are kind of like Minecraft is a household name now, really. Like kids play it with their parents and they play it at school, like to learn shit. Like that is pretty much as big as you can get. I feel it's probably one of the biggest games that has happened in my lifetime, and like AAA companies like Ubisoft and EA, AAA companies like Ubisoft and EA, they can barely hold a candle to the success of Minecraft. So how can Notch do that again?
Well, I think the mistake he probably did is what you just said is like you don't work on that. You don't work on that assumption. The press will always compare it to your Minecraft.
And maybe you'll be satisfied if you come out with something that's like a good game, a fun game that's good.
Ignore that. You can just ignore that. You can just build a good game. If like Zero by Sea whatever would have been a good game, then it would have been, well, Notch did a really cool space game, and let's play that. And then obviously the press would go, yeah, but it's like, how does this compare to Minecraft? Blah 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 blah. You just ignore that. Like, what do you care? Like, you've got millions of fucking dollars. You don't give a shit. Like, either that or you stop doing. Like, you stop. That's probably what he's gonna do now. This is what he says. Like, you loot him there and just not care. Loot him there and just not care. That works. Yeah.
Go buy an island, and then.
No, I have the pickaxe here that I took.
What are you gonna do with the pickaxe?
I took that down when I did the CT cover with it, and I never had time to put it back up. I'm gonna put that on my wall now. It's like I can't wear the fucking shirts. It's like I see the shirt, I see this thing. It's like it says Microsoft to me now.
Yeah.
It's like I don't want that. I'm more okay with, like, people might know Linux Outlaws and stuff, and that I'm a Linux user. And I was really against Microsoft for a few years because they were really shit companies in the early 90s and stuff. If you read the shit they did, I mean, they were a criminal company. They should have just been disbanded. But I'm kind of more okay with Microsoft these days. You know, they're a company to me, but they're not cool, and I don't want to be associated with them.
No,
really, and I don't want to wear a shirt that says Microsoft Minecraft on it, basically.
Yes.
Just even they didn't create it, they just buy it, but it's still that. Ugh. It's just.
It's very sad.
It is sad. I was really sad. I got really drunk the other day. Yesterday I played GTA for the first time in ages. I hadn't played GTA yesterday. My evening was did some work. Then I got really drunk and just ran around GTA as 5 as Trevor and shot everybody in the face whose face I didn't like, who would talk to me weirdly, like, and drove over prostitutes in cars and like just maimed and shot and killed people. And I felt a lot better after that.
Nice.
That was
My,
needed.
my jam has been Mario Kart 8, or
Oh
Mario
yeah, that's
Kart 8
supposed to be
as I
not
call it.
bad.
Mario Kart 8 is the best of
Mariah Kart?
the Mario Karts. It is amazing. I have played it. There's a way of finding out how many hours you played, but I've not looked at that in about a
Is that
month.
the one? Is that the one with the death stare?
That's
Luigi,
one of the ones. Yeah, Luigi has a bit of a death stare going. But I'm gonna estimate I'll play about 40 hours of this.
Wow.
And I'm a horrible human being, and I want to unlock the gold cart and the gold wheels and the gold glider. And to do that, I need to get 10,000 coins. I'm almost there with that. But I have to get 3 stars in every race, in every Grand Prix, sorry. Which means, so Grand Prix is a set of 4 races, and to get 3 stars, you have to win every race. That's really easy for the first 2 CC levels, because it's quite easy. And I did those, like in the first 10 hours, and I won every Grand Prix in like the first 15 hours. But since then, it's just been about nailing like every lap on every race, so I win every Grand Prix. Because you can win the Grand Prix and not get 3 stars. You can win the Grand Prix and get like second and stuff in some of the things and still win, because that's how the points work. Because there's like a 3-point difference between first and second. But that's not good enough. I've got to win everything. I can get everything. And then after that, I've got to do all of the time trials, because on every lap, Nintendo have an employee set a time, and Nintendo employees know all of the shortcuts and have practiced them a lot, which means I have to go through and I have to do all of them and I have to beat all of the scores, because I've had not too much to do this summer, so I've been playing lots of Mario. Yeah, that is the kind of experience that I got with Minecraft back in like 2011, 12? No, yeah, 2011, summer of 2011 on the Six Gun server.
Oh yeah, that was a good time.
That was so fun. I was like reminiscing about the sky rail and the
Oh my god, yes.
underground thing and the Pens kind of ice rink and the
That
giant wall we built around the map.
Oh yeah, because people kept running
It's
and
like,
killing
stop
the
fucking running! No, don't make the map bigger! Stop it!
That was so good. We're like, what are we gonna do? Was there Windigo who said like who burnt down the forest with his fucking lava lamps?
Well, yeah, that was because that was when fire wasn't nerfed.
Yes.
Like fire was like just completely overpowered and
I was
everything would
like,
burn.
oh fuck, all the trees are gone, and then people went and replanted like the
Yeah.
fucking forest.
The reseeding of the forest is just like
My
this.
god, it's just created stories.
Yeah, it's
that.
it's so many stories and like podcasts we've listened to, like the Shaft, and kind of I don't feel any of that would have happened really if Microsoft had been kind of interested in it, in alpha and come along and bought it then. Because who's gonna buy if you said who's gonna come along and buy a game that 3-4 years down the line, when you shoot arrows on a server, you can still see them lagging through the air. Like it's hit, but you can still see it moving because it's Minecraft and it's still fucking broken.
It was better that way though, wasn't it? It had more soul. I was thinking about this. It was getting kind of boring lately. It was like they put too much stuff in it, and
I don't.
it was special back then.
I'm not sure it's because there's too much stuff in it now. I think it's just because we've done the bits that we wanted to do. Like we built the tree houses, we built the fuck castles, we built the walls. We've survived. We've done dungeons. Like I have never even got to the end of.
Yeah, the end. That was when it started for me. When I was thinking,
like,
now they're building in stuff that I don't care about. Like
It was around the time when they put more stuff in the Nether. That's vaguely when I was like, okay, I'll happily stay with the amount of stuff I have now. And I started playing around with like Tekkit and things, where they added more stuff, but it wasn't just like, oh yeah, there's a new dimension you can go to and do stuff. It was kind of like it's gonna make it more intricate in the things you do. So it's gonna make mining more intricate. It's gonna make kind of different ores and stuff to mine. It felt more concentrated at that point, but then they added like the end and other things that just kind of diluted the experience a bit. That like, oh okay, there's the Ender Dragon thing that I don't care about at all.
Yeah.
And enchanting weapons and things. It's like,
Yeah, that was
that's just
I don't
kind of
know.
weird. Was that what kind of time did Notch leave then? Because
I don't know.
oh god,
Over a year ago.
Wikipedia.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I don't know. We don't need Minecraft, Dave. We can
Okay, so on the Wikipedia, under designers, it says Notch 2009 to 2011. Really? Was it that fucking long ago?
We're old.
I'm not old.
Well, I'm a lot older.
Shush you.
It's just me.
Yeah, you're old.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
But I have a motorcycle.
I got a terrifying email today. It was from the Postgrad Society. Because obviously I have now graduated with the physics degree, and I'm doing a second degree. And I hadn't really got my head around this, that I would be a postgrad with like old people who have like done bachelors and had jobs for 20 years and gone, oh, I need a master's to progress further. And I got this email going, oh, Postgrad Society. Oh no, they must have just put me on the wrong mail. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
And then like, because like freshers week starts next week, so there's all these like 18-year-olds like moving in soon. I'm like, who are you? Get out!
You will get the thing, when I'm completely dismayed that you were born in the 90s. You'll get this thing with people that are born in the whatever they call them, the noughties or whatever.
Yeah, noughties, yeah. It's gonna be horrible.
Fucking Justin Bieber fans.
What the? There was some random like super kind of. It was shit. Like there's like food program that was on Channel 4 when I was like 4 or 5. And I was dismayed that people didn't know what it was. Like,
yeah.
How do you not know this? Like,
tell me about it.
What?
Yeah, well, we don't need Minecraft. We've got Minecraft in space.
Yeah, and we don't mean space engineers. There's actually Minecraft in space.
No. Elite.
No. Yes, Elite. We're going to play Elite, and it's going to be great.
We'll have to do a show on that in a bit.
And then Star Citizen might also be great, because that looks really cool.
Yeah.
It might come out. It might come out, and it'll be like...
remind you of something that happened when you were really young, when this guy called Chris Roberts did like really great space games.
Yeah.
And then he got in his mind that he wanted to be a movie director. And he built movies in his games, and he hired people like Jürgen Prochnow and Clive Owen.
Were these like the full motion videos?
Yep, that were Wing Commander. There was a company called Origin, which he owned, which I think got bankrupt because
FMV is terrible.
They spent so much money on these live-action movie sequences that they couldn't recoup them with a AAA title. Because, I mean, today you probably could if you do something like GTA. Now, computer games, AAA titles pull in so much money that you can do that. You can actually probably make a movie. But he couldn't.
I mean, that's what Call of Duties are. They are just like a CGI movie.
Well, they were real movies with real actors in real studios. And I gotta say, I kind of like Wing Commander. I love Privateer, especially Privateer 2, which is where I know Clive Owen from. This is the first thing I ever... Clive Owen was the main character in Privateer. With like... He was in bars. They had bars. They had the Blessed Brew Bar, named after Brian Blessed. And all this kind of stuff. And yeah, he fucking bankrupted his company. He then went on to do a good game, which I really liked, which was called Freelancer, but
people
He
blow
actually
left.
left the company before he finished designing it. So I don't know how much of the actual
My
that came
my
out.
my one kind of gripe with Elite at the well, I've got two. I'm not a huge fan of like the ship designs. Like coming from EVE Online, they seem kind of bland.
Do you know
But
why?
it's
Have you
because there's
seen-
like 3 ships.
No, yeah, well, but have you seen screenshots of the original Elite from the 80s?
Yeah, it's like vector-y kind of.
Well, it's the same ships, the same ships designs.
Oh, okay.
Look this up. If you look at the Sidewinder in the if you Google like original Elite Sidewinder, you will recognize the shape.
Oh, okay. Yeah, point
But they
taken.
also like they drew models of the ships and they looked kind of like they look in the new Elite,
Hmm.
and they're not like that on well, they're basically based on real on starship designs that would work.
Okay.
Raven's actually like the galaxy in Elite is actually our actual galaxy.
And
Like
it's a 1-to-1 scale.
yeah.
I read that today. I was
The
like, I
stars
do
are where
not
they're
believe.
supposed to be. And the same things with the starships and how they move and everything, like the physics
Yeah.
are real down to it because he's like a fucking OCD man.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, for example, he worked out how G-forces work, which is why the whole jaw and pitch in Elite, how it works.
Oh,
There's
with the
a great
whole.
thread that I tweeted about where apparently the developers of Star Citizen don't know how G-forces work.
Fuck.
Because they're like, okay, our jaw and pitch works this way because the human body can tolerate. You know how they do videos? I mean, Roberts does videos,
Yeah.
fucking with videos where he's like in a cockpit and he explains the ship,
Yeah.
the CGI cockpit, and they were like, yeah, this is how G-forces work, and this is why our ships move laterally like that, and then because that's easy on the body, and then it's like this guy in the forum was like, okay, I'm a fighter pilot, I'm a certified pilot, and actually this is how G-forces work, and this is why you're wrong.
Nice.
This is actually, funnily enough, linked from the Elite Wiki. Because they're going, this is how you don't do this.
Nice. And my other problem is like currently I don't feel like there's any fluff. Like
But there's not going to be fluff.
that's very sad because the whole Top Gear kind of spoof that Star Citizen had, that's kind of like building fluff for
Yes,
me.
so
That
if you
in that world there is an equivalent of Top Gear and it's called Galactic Gear or something. And
If
there
you want,
there is the equivalent of like a Formula One and they call it the Murray Cup. I'm like, that is nice. I like that. I've got plot. Playing it for the plot.
if you want stories,
I'm gonna make my
you
own.
want missions, and you want plot, you're gonna have to play Star Citizen.
Oh no, I have to play 2 flight games.
Well, this is why actually I'm gonna tie it back to Minecraft, which this show's about.
Oh, was it?
Elite is like Minecraft. It is specifically built like the original Elite was, to not like. This is why it inspired the original GTA. It is built to be systems, and I don't mean Star Systems, but like game systems.
Yeah.
If you listen to Crate and Crowbar, you know they're always going about systems, and it's built for that. And basically, in the original Elite, you were Commander Jameson, and you got a ship, and you got your universe, and that was it. Like there's not going to be real stories. There's going to be like the play, which is actually kind of like Eve, which is what I like about Eve. I hate the fluff about Eve because the fluff in Eve,
The fluff is pretty bad.
it's fucking bullshit.
But don't worry, CCP
horrible.
don't give a shit about the fluff anymore.
Well, yeah.
They do
Well,
not
and-
care.
Well, the thing Elite says is let's not have that because let's not have fluff we then don't care about. Let's just not have the fluff and do that. Have play. Well, it's kind of like MMO, so it's gonna be players.
Yeah, they're
There's
gonna
probably
make the
gonna be
stories.
corporations, stuff like that.
Ah,
They are saying they're gonna do galaxy-wide events.
they're gonna let me mine things, aren't they? They're gonna let me mine asteroid belts, aren't they?
You can already mine asteroid.
Go.
It
Let's play.
It has the thing. It will have things where like people can blow up space stations, I think, and then they're gone for everybody.
I really wanted to try doing that, but I couldn't.
It has
Big
a thing
old-
where the economy works. Like if a lot of people fly a certain goods to one station, the price
be
gonna
really
fall
cheap.
there.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And it actually it's really cool. You can play it in solo mode, so it's basically single player.
Mm.
So you're in the universe, but you don't have you only have NPCs.
Mm.
And what it does, it downloads you still get the changes in the universe that people do. It just downloads art.
You just don't have
can
people shooting.
Yeah, you can have a mode where you only pair it with your friends, so you don't get random. It's you put people in your friend list and they are in your world, so you can meet with them, you can fly to them, but there's not random douchebags there.
Mm.
It's only NPC douchebags.
But you'll never find your friends because the galaxy map is.
Well, yeah, that's gonna be a problem. You're on
mind-bendingly
the other
huge.
side of the galaxy.
I'm intrigued how they're gonna like. How do you cover that kind of distance? Like, do you just have like? You've kind of got like the interplanetary kind of warping. Star system warping.
You've got normal speed. You've got cruise speed, which moves you in a star system, and you've got basically warp. No, that's super cruise. That's inside the system, and then you've got.
That's the one where you can go up to like 100 C.
Basically, jumps between systems. Now they all use fuel.
Oh god.
But it goes exponentially bigger.
Oh god.
You will have to go to remote systems. They already detailed this because there's a big thing in Dangerous is exploration. You will have to basically get people together, get freighters, make them full of fuel, fly, do hops to a system, find a system where you then can mine fuel.
Oh my god.
And like basically in Battlestar Galactica, you'll have to do hops. And then, of course, you can build infrastructure. You can build later on. I mean, that's what they're planning, I guess. You can build stations, which then refuel, and then you have you colonize systems.
If I buy the game again, will it come out quicker?
I think they're moving as fast as they can. You know that I paid £200 for this.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I got the alpha thing.
I was looking at the thing, going, I could save 15 quid. I could save 15 quid and just pre-order it. And then I downloaded. I thought, fuck it, no, I'll pay the extra 15 quid. I'll pay 50 quid, and I'll get this. And I booted it up, and I just started flying, and I just had the biggest grin I've ever had.
Isn't it? Like
I'm in fucking space.
I mean, Star Citizen is cool, and it's kind of like even the stuff you can fly around. I mean, I didn't back it. I backed it after the fact and got access and stuff. But like Elite has this thing, and Graham Smith talked about this. He writes about it on RPS, and he also he talked about it on Crane Crowbar. It has this thing where it makes these sounds. Like the ship just does this.
Yeah, that kind of shit.
It feels real somehow, and I am seriously considering to get an Oculus Rift DK2 just for Elite.
I watched the tested.com review, like demos of games stuff that supports the Oculus Rift and the DK2, and they're saying that fonts are still almost impossible to read, especially Elite.
I haven't tried the DK2. We have one at Heise, and I actually
should definitely try to borrow one
next week or something. Yeah. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna figure that out. And the first one, the fonts weren't.
Apparently, like the whole tilting and stuff works amazingly. It's just they're still working on making fonts readable, and part of it's going to be game design, choosing readable fonts for the Oculus Rift.
Yeah, probably. They're gonna just.
We're turning this into the Elite cast.
It is. Fuck Minecraft. Fuck Notch. Fuck you, Notch. David Braben is my new hero. The thing is, I am convinced that competitive Elite players will get the Oculus.
Oh, I know. Because you can look, because you can lock on and see your target in the little circle, but that's nothing compared to going vroom, and it's like over there.
It gives you an edge in the dogfight, because while you can do that with like a coolie hat on a stick or whatever, you just look. I mean, you can actually fly in the other direction, but the way the cupulas work in the ship, they're like really glass overhead, so you can actually keep your target while you're like flying around in a corner. You can still like see where your target is, and then
Yeah.
as soon as you come around, you just line up your sights and you just go blam. It's amazing. It's really cool.
Have you
And
seen the voice activation stuff? So you can it's not built into Elite, but
no,
I think it's called voice control or voice actions. Yeah, it's VA, I think it's called. It's basically a program you can buy for like a small amount of money compared to Elite and your controllers and stuff, and you map on phrases to like so it'll listen for your phrases, so you can like impulse power to drop out of warp or something.
cool.
Um, and it converts that into button presses. So in theory, it'll work in any game. But that kind of shit would be amazing because then you can be with the Oculus Rift, you can be looking at that guy while killing that guy, and then telling like the like targeting
Awesome.
screen to be like targeting a third person.
Computer,
Yeah.
shoot on the guy at on the left.
So you can do kind of like you can be like doing that and then like flying and then be like okay like switch
Oh
to
my
like
god.
combat shields. You know, have like shields and weapons rather than like like cut engines and stuff.
Oh my god, I can see it now. I'm sitting there with my Oculus Rift, like chasing the one guy, saying, "Computer, initiate Riker 1 maneuver."
Yeah, because like this is all
wanna
you
do
can
this
set it to
myself.
be like whatever you want it to be. Obviously, like it's not intelligent; it can't work out like what
Right.
to do. But you just providing you have mapped enough commands onto it, you can like just like the guy was navigating all of the like lock-on menus and stuff using like up, down, left. Kind of like if you just memorize that like this is how you get to that menu, and you just go like,
Alright.
oh, it's so good.
Cool. And that's gonna be so good.
Yes.
Yeah, that's wow.
I was
Yeah, and
looking.
also the thing with the Oculus, I don't need to puke. I played with the Oculus One, and I could play it for like 2 hours without puking.
Yeah,
Because basically, my colleague who does all the Oculus Rift stuff for Heise,
yeah.
who's on TV all the time because Oculus and Google Glass and stuff. His theory is that it is a theory that you have the cockpit stuff, you know, the instruments and the stuff that goes around, like the between the windows,
Yeah,
like
the
I don't
bezel
know,
kind of thing.
struts or whatever from the ship. They always stay the same, which is what your brain can lock onto,
Hmm.
and then it doesn't get that like simulator sickness.
I think with the DK2 as well, the fact that you can when you're moving your head, your perspective
Yeah.
changes.
Yeah.
I've never used an Oculus Rift, but I can imagine that with the previous one, when you're kind of not just like looking around, but you're like kind of moving laterally, your perspective not changing because you're doing that must feel really, really jarring.
Yeah, true.
Because like, well, I'm trying to like peek around a corner, but that doesn't work because it's not tracking my head movements. But I was looking at Track IR because I saw a guy, he had 3 monitors and Track IR, so he was like tracking his head movements with the camera. I was like, oh, how much of this? But it was like, I could just buy a DK2 for that. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Like, although you can't buy those yet, I don't think.
Well, you can
I
just
thought you could pre-order them.
well, you kind of
Just go on a waiting list.
yeah, something like that. You order one. It just takes ages, I think.
Well, no, I'll wait for the consumer version with higher res screens. And then my computer will need an upgrade because I have to render everything in like 4K twice. It's like, no! My
Actually,
computer's
it
dying!
doesn't need more power right now on the current. I don't know how they do that. I do
Fucking
not
magic.
understand that.
Fucking comp sci magic.
But yeah, it is kind. Yeah, you'll be able to tell me how they do this
No,
very soon.
I might be able to tell you how Track IR works.
Good.
But beyond that, yeah.
Be so amazing. I want that thing where it's just Riker 1 maneuver
Yeah.
initiate fire
I'll
proton
see if I can find it
torpedoes.
for the show notes. Voice.
Do we have show
Oh, it's
notes?
called Voice Attack. I don't know. There might be show notes. It's called Voice Attack. It's voiceattack.com. Looks
Do some-
fairly dodgy, but people seem to
Do
use it.
some show notes and put it in.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. So this was supposed to be on Minecraft, and
That didn't happen.
we're done with that. And we're gonna do real Elite. We're gonna do an episode on Elite at some point, pretty soon, I guess, because I've been playing it. I've got this pin on my biker jacket now that looks like I've got like an Elite
Really? Oh,
thing. Yeah.
that's pretty cool. If a quite nerdy.
Well, it says Elite Dangerous, which is kind of cool for a biker jacket. Too.
Yeah, that's plausibly like a biker gang.
Yeah, it's like, what gang are you in? Hell's Angels? No, we're the Elite Dangerous. Not only are we elite, we're also dangerous. Yeah.
Cool. We have show notes now.
Yeah, show notes.
Nothing to do with Minecraft.
Yeah, well, that's the internal show notes. I'll do show notes for the show.
Cool.
And I put it in. Fuck you, Notch. Fuck you. Fuck you and your $1 billion.
Yeah. Sit in your golden fucking throne.
Yeah, I don't want to hear anything from you anymore. Apparently you don't want to do games anymore, so go.
Leave.
Go away. Be Kim.com 2.0 or something. I don't know. Christ. Why does Microsoft have to come along ruining everything?
Money.
It's annoying. It's not even... It's just annoying. Really. Let's get drunk.
I've had 2 lovely Belgian beers this evening.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Well, because we stayed in Belgium for quite a while. The beer's great. Oh, it's
That
so
after-
fucking cheap. It's so cheap.
Yeah,
I spent-
Belgium.
I spent like 11 quid on my 4
But
beers.
also you're coming
Yeah.
from the UK.
Yeah, and then I go to Belgium and like these beers would have been like 6 quid. No, not even that. It's like €6. I went to like the Carry 4 kind of like Frenchy Tesco's kind of thing,
Mm.
and Ellie goes to get some stuff. I'm just standing at the beer aisle. And I'm standing there for about 5 minutes, and Ellie comes back and like, "Why haven't you picked anything?" I was like, "I can't choose. Too many things. I can't choose."
I want
It was like-
everything.
It was like filtering them by like, right, that's 11%. No. Okay, I'll go for the least strong thing. Okay, that's like 6%. I like this country. I can stay here.
Yeah. Everything else is shit there, but the beer's good.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't do pavements.
Everything kind of falls apart, like the houses.
Well, like that's the
The-
Czech
the
Republic kind of.
highways.
It was terrifying. Czech Republic.
You
was
were in the
terrifying.
Czech Republic?
Yeah, so we went to
Could've
the
told
Belgian
me that.
Grand Prix, and then from there we were supposed to go to Munich, but we were on the murder death train.
So you
So-
killed somebody, and then you had to
And
get
then we ended up in a hotel. So then we skipped Munich and went to Salzburg via Innsbruck. And then from there we went to the Czech Republic.
That's
And
good beer there as well.
yeah, it was good. We had some good beer. I had some shitty beer, but it was like 90 pence, so I didn't complain.
They make
So-
the best pilsner in the world because
I
they
had some very nice pills there. That sounds like I took drugs. Did not take pills. I had beers, and then came back through like Germany. So we went to like Dresden, and then we stayed in Belgium for 2 nights at the end.
You went from Dresden to Belgium again.
So we went from Dresden to Cologne on an overnight train.
You must have come past Hanover then.
I did. We stopped in Hanover for an hour at about 3 in the morning.
You didn't tell me, you bastard. I could have
It
met
was
you.
3 in the morning. I wanted
Who
to die.
cares?
I wanted to
I
die.
wanted to die.
It was the most horrible. So like,
I could have
Ellie's
helped you with that.
Ellie's like 5'7",
Wow.
like 5'7", 5'8". So she's like average, slightly above average for a girl,
Yeah, and you.
and she didn't fit. Like, so we were on like the triple decker couchette cars because we had we like assumed those would be better than like sitting vertically. No, we would have been better off sitting in a shitty seat. She was too tall to lie down properly in one of these, so me being about a foot taller than her, I was just like in the fetal position. We're on like the third bunk, like it's on each side. We're both on the top bunk, and the air conditioning doesn't work, so all of the hot air from 6 people just rises towards the ceiling.
Was it Deutsche Bahn?
So it
They're
was.
famous for air conditioning not working.
It
in
was.
the
It was.
summer.
Yeah, it was a Deutsche Bahn carriage pulled by a Czech train. So the
Well,
moment
yeah, but-
we're sitting there in
Air
Dresden station.
conditioning was Deutsche Bahn, yeah.
Yeah, we're sitting there at the station, and like this, we see the train arrive, and I'm going, oh, it's pulled by a Czech train. At this point, I'm fed up of Czech trains because they kept fucking braking on us. And I go, oh fuck, it's a Czech train. And then our carriage is a Deutschbahn train. Like at least like the ICE trains, they might not get there, but they're comfy while I'm there.
At
And
least
then I
they
like
kill
see
people.
these tiny little fucking bunks. I'm like, oh, kill me. So we get there at like get to Cologne 6 in the morning, and then just feel really ill. So yeah, I didn't sleep for about 48 hours because of fucking
Yeah.
trains.
This
But
is
it was,
why I go to places on my motorbike.
I was fine. The camping was fine, apart from the fact it rained for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So
It's like Germany.
I had a wonderfully. It was a
What are you
nice holiday.
complaining about? You're a Brit. You should be used to that.
No, because like it doesn't fucking rain in Sheffield. Sheffield's great. It all rains in the Peak District, and it's beautifully fucking dry. But yeah, and apparently the UK had beautiful weather while I was on holiday. So my parents are like watching the Belgian Grand Prix and going, "Oh look, there's a hailstorm before qualifying. Dave's sitting in that," and they have like sunshine. Yeah, so it was a very eventful but quite fun holiday.
Interesting.
Would recommend it to people with low blood pressure. The low blood pressure.
Why?
Because people with high blood pressure might die from the stress.
Okay.
The trains are broken.
Oh god. Yeah, I nearly said wieso there. I'm falling back to German.
What does that mean?
Let's get the why. Means it's a very long word for why. You would expect in German. Let's get out of here.
Yes. Peace out.
We did our Minecraft episode.
And then pretty soon we can do an elite video. Things.
We could also do a video.
Words. Could do.
Interesting. Interesting idea. I need more time. Anyway, let's get out of here and play Elite.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to go to bed because it's almost
Me
midnight.
too.
It's almost 1.
Yeah.
Have fun in the morning.
I need to work tomorrow. Yay!
Woo!
Anyway, yeah. See you all around. If you don't see us, we see you. I'm looking for the song. Forgot the outro song again. Oh my god. It's not there. Oh, because I'm searching in the wrong folder. Let's see if this works. Let's see if this plays. We'll see you at an undisclosed time. Don't call us.
We'll call you.
We'll call you.
I see trouble on my way. Deepest dungeons, far away from my home. From my home. I tell you I'm in danger.
Oh, I think I'll be doing that. That looks very pretty.
Take me, hold me, show me some bonus points, some golden coins. I need an extra life. I need an extra life. Take me, hold me, show me some bonus points, some golden coins. I need an extra life. I need an extra life. Jumping and running, doing and reeling, hiding and firing. I can't stand, I can stand them all alone. So all alone. I tell you I'm in danger. I tell you evil will arise. Take me, hold me, show me some bonus points, some golden coins. I need an extra life. I need an extra life. Take me, some bonus points, some golden coins, and need an extra life. I need an extra life.
Speaking about elite, fucking astronomic physicists, fuckheads. Who the fuck calls the star system Ibotis?
What? How do you spell that?
I
I.
and then space, and then it's Bootis.
Oh,
Except one of the
Brutus.
one of the O's is like the
Brutus.
German Ö.
Oh, with the umlaut thing on the fucking.
It's Bootis. It's like booty planet. I mean, who the fuck? What the fuck? What?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so it's like legitimately the.
Yes, it's elite. They're all legitimately. Well, most of them are like.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, video game designers not gonna invent a name like that.
Astronomers are fucking mental.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
crazy people.
They measure everything in dumb units and they name it dumb things that are like fucking half Latin and the
Did
other
you
half
record
algebra.
that, by the way? Are you still recording?
Yeah, I'm still recording.
Can you put in the show notes as show title, Astronomers are fucking mental?
Okay, sure.
That's gonna be the show title.
Yeah, like, it's just some of the shit. Like, they'll do like the log of a number because numbers are big. You can understand that, and then they'll add 12 to the number. So like, if this is for, like, measuring like the metal component of stars, like how much is made of like stuff heavier than helium, they'll go, okay, well we'll take the log of that, and then we'll add 12 so we don't have negative numbers because negative numbers are icky. But then they go and find stars where the number is so small, in fact, that adding 12 to it makes it still not negative, so the whole thing's fucking pointless. And because, like, they've been...
Did you just say add 12 because we don't like the result, basically?
Yeah, they add 12 because it's all fucking arbitrary. It's all fucking... I'm glad I'm free of it.
That doesn't sound like science. That sounds like annoying shit.
Astronomers are fucking mental. Is that what I said?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm free of that. I don't have to worry about it anymore.
Good.
Anyway, should we get asleep?
Let's go asleep. I'll kill the YouTube. See you,
Good night,
dudes.
YouTube.